Here we go, up and running again on Horse Race Bets, getting ready for another great weekend of action. And we always talk about these summer classics that make their way onto the schedule after the Triple Crown. And coming up on Saturday is one of those really big ones, $1 million at stake. It is going to be the Grade 1 Haskell. And that's going to be Saturday at Monmouth, a mile and an eighth on the dirt. 8 runners in this race. And of course, you know who the headliner is here. Journalism. And he'll be the number 2 horse. He is a super short morning line favorite. He deserves to be. He has danced every dance. He always runs a good race. And it it has to be a better horse to beat him. He doesn't get beat by the trip. He usually has to get beat by a better horse. Sovereignty is that horse. Sovereignty's not in this race. So Journalism obviously has a huge advantage. But you've got some runners in here that have something to offer. Bracket Buster to the inside's got some speed. Wild and Crazy Night has some speed. I don't know what's going to happen with National Law, and I don't know if Gosker's going to be forwardly placed as well. Kentucky Outlaw only has one way to go, and then what does Bob Baffert do with goal oriented to the outside? Is he going to send with that horse to get in the mix? He didn't really have a chance at all in the Preakness, so maybe they give him another chance out there on the front end. But no matter what happens, as long as there's at least 2 horses on the front end, our selection is going to be in great shape. Like I said, the only way to beat Journalism is with one of 2 things. An overall better horse, or maybe a horse with a better closing kick. That's tough to find because Journalism got a great kick, but I believe that number 4, Burnham Square, has a better closing kick than Journalism and will get value. This horse is really starting to figure it out. Right, he didn't have anything to run into in the Matt Win. They just let East Avenue just cruise along there on the front end, and you're not going to catch a speed horse like that with Luis Saez. You're just asking for trouble. So Burnham Square had no shot. Saturday, he should have something to run at. He should have a shot. He'll be, I want to say 7-2, 9-2 at the highest. He'll get play, and we'll take that 9-2 all day long. All right, so that's the first of the 3 stakes we're talking about. There are 5 stakes total on that particular day. We're going to talk about 3 of them here today. So that's what that's the way we see the Haskell, right? Burnham Square wins that race. Then we get to the United Nations, which is going to be race number 11 on the card. This is a really nice route race on the turf course, going a mile and 3/8, 12 runners. Now, the thing about this is we have really 2 or 3 speed horses, including your defending champion, Get Stormy. That horse, all he wants to do is go get smoking. Get Stormy is a retired winner. Get smoking is the runner. And we love the jockey, Fernando de la Cruz. And they stole this on the front end last year. I don't think that they get away with that this year because of the presence of the inside horse. And that inside horse wants to be forwardly placed for sure. And that's Corruption. So Corruption will keep Get Smoking company. And I even think that Limited Liability wants to be probably a little bit closer. Redistricting definitely wants to be forwardly placed. So with definitely 2 horses who will be out there. And Corruption will keep Get Smoking company. Redistricting also will be pushing there. That's all I need. That's all we need in this situation to get a runner that I think has an exceptional turn of foot, and I think will be in the right spot, and more importantly, gets the right jockey. That is Rebel Red. And Rebel Red able to win last time out at the distance of a mile and 3/8. Now, it was against much softer competition, so we can get into all that some other time. I just think if you go back and see when this horse has run against this level of competition, he's right there. It's the son of Frankel, probably one of the greatest horses that we've ever seen, especially in the last 20 years. So he's definitely got the pedigree. He's already proven that he's got no problem with the distance. And Luis Saez will put him in a great, great spot. Now, it is Luis Saez's first time riding this horse, but I think it's still going to be okay. You just got to get him covered up and then get him a nice clean trip when they swing for home. It's not that hard to do, right? There you go, Rebel Red, the selection in the United Nations. That's a grade 2 event on Saturday, and that's going to be race number 11. Before that, though, we're going to get into the Molly Pitcher. And this is also intriguing because we've got this field of runners, and you're really not quite sure what you're getting with all the runners in this field, but I know the runner that we like, we know what we're getting. But let's go take a look at what's happening. Mile and a 16th, the Molly Pitcher on the main track, grade 3 event here. You get candied to the inside. This runner likes to make the move from off the pace. The question is, will they have enough to run at a colt? Same thing, wants to sit. Randomize is forwardly placed for sure. Majestic. Oops. They might try to just track, stalk. They're not going to be in a pace setting situation. Darth Vader, also going to just kind of track right off the pace. Regaled, deep closer. Leslie's Rose, inconsistent, has some speed. They may try to just jump out there and get aggressive with that horse. Power Squeeze, got a little something to offer as well. But the horse that we really like in here is going to be all the way to the outside. And while this horse is going to be sitting just off the pace, we really think that Chilled is in great form. And there's that man again, Louis Saez, he'll be in the irons. Able to win last time out. That was a sloppy track at Churchill Downs, an optional claiming event. I just like the way they performed. And if you look at their running style, yes, they will be coming from off the pace, but they don't have to be far back, right? They can be right in that second flight, and that's all that we need. So we're going to go with Chilled in the Molly Pitcher, one of the 3 stakes we're talking about Saturday at Monmouth, and we'll get all of the value there. So once again, huge day at Monmouth coming up. It's Haskell Stakes Day and a lot of stakes on the card. We just talked about 3 of them, races 10, 11, and 12. That's what's coming up Saturday. But wait, what about today? Well, today we've already talked about this because we talked about this yesterday as we previewed the stake coming up on Wednesday at Saratoga. It's going to be the Suzie O'Cain Stakes, mile and a 16th on the turf. You get 9 runners in here. We had 11, but 2 runners have already scratched out. So now we have a better look at the field, and we already know who we like. This is a kind of a rematch from last time out, and you had 3 runners in the mix, and those runners are back. But I just feel like of those 3 runners, Mommy's Turn, the number 2, who's probably going to be your favorite, is Morning Line 7-2. I think has room to improve. Had a little bit of traffic trouble, right? Kind of got jostled around a little bit in this early on in the race last time out. I think ran a good race, has room to improve. It's now 3rd off the layoff. That was the first time against winners last time out. Now they kind of understand the competition a little bit better. Mommy's Turn is the play definitely today in the Suzie O'Cain Stakes. That's going to be the final race on the card Wednesday at Saratoga. We will not get that 7-2. We might get, what do we get on Mommy's Turn? Because there's other competition. Trail of Gold will get play. So, I think we'll get 5-2. Maybe 7-2. Either way, we'll take that. 5-2 is as low as we'll go on that one there. That's how we set you up on this Wednesday. Play of the day comes today at Saratoga in the final race on the card. And then, of course, talked about the 3 stakes coming up on Saturday at Monmouth Park. That's going to do it for this episode here on Horse Race Bets. In the meantime, in between time, till next time, I'm Ken Rudulph. We'll see you here. Good luck and enjoy whatever you're into.